Hi, good evening. Appreciate y'all being here. Really fun atmosphere. I appreciate our fans that they showed up. And man trip was great. I think administration Shane's decision to move the kick back to 5 was a good one. I think people had a good time out in the parking lot. There was a ton of energy in the man trip. We had a bunch of students show up. I always appreciate them, and I thought our fan base stayed and hopefully got a glimpse of some young people in our program. And so we got done what we needed to get done. It wasn't perfect by any means. I thought that starting on the defense side of the ball, I thought we flew around, we got lined up. Our communication was improved from a week ago. I thought we did a better job other than that drive right before half. Disappointed in that one where we blocked the field goal. But I thought we played better team defense. And on offense, I thought we were efficient. We were able to break some tackles, something we hadn't done. Not as fired up about what we did in the run game, especially early in the first half. We didn't want to get Letty a ton of work, but we would like to give him some more room on some of his carries. So that was probably the only disappointing thing offensively. Thought Daggy was really efficient, and I thought our first group of wideouts, minus one ball, probably played like they should have in this game. Special teams, another bright spot. Winston is turning into a real threat there on kickoff return. I thought he did a nice job. Obviously started the game off with a bang there with a big return, and we've blocked that really well. And I know I said this the other day, but we've blocked kickoff return really well for 3 years now. Chad Scott's done a tremendous job with that. Now Winston is using his talent and he's got a chance to be special. It's always big when you block a field goal. I talk about a couple of different things really define the personality of your team, and your field goal block's one of those. And I think our field goal block team has done a really good job, and to get a hand on a kick was a positive. So, and then we got to play a lot of guys. Almost everybody within our program got a chance to go out there, which gets overlooked some. And I think people sometimes wonder, well, why do you play these games? Well, 12 months a year, everybody in our program is working. And for one opportunity to get out there and play on Mountaineer Field, the walk-on program is really important to us. And in this game, a lot of our walk-ons got the opportunity to get in. And we played a lot of people for the first time, and that's a special opportunity. And we got a bunch of guys ready. If you looked at it, a lot of those young offensive linemen, Wyatt Milam got a ton of snaps, Jordan White got a ton of snaps, Jaquay Hubbard. We got all those running backs in, and they got some carries. Tony Mathis back off his injury, Justin Johnson. Defensively, if you look at the entire second half, we played a secondary with Andrew Wilson-Lamp. You had Davis Mallinger, St. McLeod, Aubrey Burks. Guys, both those two linebackers. Deshaun Stevens got a ton of work. And then you saw some talent with our young defensive line. So that's why you play these type of games. And credit Long Island, they're university and their athletic department's asking them to do something that's tough. They played an FBS school last week. They played a Power 5 school today, and they played another FBS, and that's really tough. I think those guys do a really good job coaching. I think their kids are scrappy. I thought they competed all the way to the end. I think the 2 4th and 1 stops show that. I thought they competed hard, and that's a program as they move on, they'll continue to do well. But that's really all I got for opening. We'll open to questions, Coach.
So you expound a little bit on the young players. What have you seen out of that group, not only in this game but maybe prior, that really has caught your eye?
Yeah, any on any particular side or? Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's start with the quarterbacks, and I'll kind of talk a little bit, and you tell me if this is what you're looking for. Garrett did some things. We had the 2 first drives of the game scripted for him. Play-wise, and I don't know if he ran any of the plays the way they're exactly supposed to be ran, but he made some plays, so credit to him. And that's kind of where it's at right now with him. He's fun to watch. He is. He's got some juice about him. I thought he did a good job creating some plays. Some of those didn't need to be created. He could have thrown them in rhythm, but he did. He showed some growth, and there's some things that he probably didn't do a good job of, but everything he did was full throttle. And that's one of the reasons we're excited about him. And he made a couple nice throws. And he ran the ball. And he has the ability to do that, and I think you saw that. And then Will Crowder got in the game. And Goose is a guy that really, as we've gone through fall camp, and we got him a lot of work this week because we knew we were going to play some young people. And we always play Monday night football, as you know, on Monday night, but we did sessions on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday at the end of practice with those guys. And he continues to get better. He's getting stronger. and we wanted to make sure he got an opportunity to throw a couple balls, which he did. Two completions. He ripped 2 outcuts, and one of them to the field was a big throw to Caden Prather. Caden Prather is a guy that's really talented. He may be as talented as anybody in our program, and we want to get him work. I thought he did a nice job. He's going to continue to be a factor for us. Jaquay Hubbard is one of our most improved players, and he's in that backup role right now. But another year in the weight room, he's going to be a guy that has a chance to push for a starting position next year, and he keeps getting better. Jordan White's going to be a factor for us this year at some point, and Wyatt keeps getting better, and he's going to be he'll continue to be in the rotation. Defensively, if you look at it, we played all those young defensive linemen that we have. Hammond Russell played a bunch. Braden Dudley made some plays. We got Eddie V in there, and he did a nice job. Deshaun Stevens and Lance Dixon. Lance Dixon's really talented. He just needs reps. He just needs reps. And then Aubrey Burks is a guy that we feel is a really solid football player. He's getting used to playing back on the hash, something he hadn't had to do a whole lot. Davis Mallinger can really run, played high school receiver, so every snap he gets is good. Same with Lamp. Lamp played receiver in high school, a little bit of corner senior year, but those guys are big, long athletes that can run, and they're just going to – the more they play, the better they're going to get. Colton McGee was a bright spot too. They did a nice job on kickoffs.
You played Garrett early. Is that kind of why you went away from him for a while, just because he was kind of going off script? Or?
No, we really had a plan. I think that anytime you're going to play young players, it's important for them to know when they're going in the game. And so starting on Monday, we told him, hey, third series, you're going to go in the game. And then this is what you're going to run. And the second series of the game, second time you go in the game, this is the plays you're going to run. And we practiced only his set of plays all week, the third down plays, all those type of things. So the intention was to get him in the game early. Depending on how it went, we knew he'd get several snaps. I just didn't know when that was going to come, into the first half or middle of the third quarter. But it felt really good about him getting a bunch of snaps. But that was kind of – the only time I got after him is when he forgot to go out there one time.
You see enough from him that you wanted to see? Kind of a –
yeah, ask me that on Tuesday, and I'll be able to tell you. He because, watching on field level sometimes, like one of the, I think on maybe the drive where we didn't get it on 4th and 1 down there inside the 5, I didn't think he should have pulled it on a run. But I try not to be too critical of him because until you watch it on film, you have a little better view on it. So, Mike asked me on Tuesday. I thought he did some good things. Was he perfect? Absolutely not. But I thought he did a good job managing the environment. This is the first. You got to remember, this is the first time he's really played with people in the stands. Played a lot against Eastern Kentucky last year, but there wasn't anybody here. And so I thought he handled the elements well. He's got to shore up a few things, but I'll give you a better probably grade or how he performed on Tuesday.
I'm not a green question. That's all right.
Yeah, no, that's good.
The plan to play him early, I understand that. Make sure he gets in. But were you doing that big picture? Anything in mind? Is like, can we put him in certain situations in the future because he adds an element, anything like that?
Yeah, I think that's fair. We went into fall camp with really a plan, and he's going through this maturation and growth process. And I don't know if I've said it in this setting or not. He's a guy that didn't have the what I would say, quote unquote, normal quarterback upbringing. So the way the quarterbacks are kind of brought up now is they play 7-on-7, starting in middle school, and you do a bunch of 7-on-7 tournaments, and you have 7-on-7 teams, and you have spring football, and you're getting a bunch of live reps. And for him, that wasn't his experience. He was a baseball player. He comes from a baseball family. He played summer baseball. He didn't go through spring practice. He didn't go to very many practices at all. He played in an offense that was really run-based. It wasn't a spread type offense, so they weren't asking him to make progressions or look at coverages a whole lot. And so he just didn't have that same kind of quarterback upbringing as some of the others, whether it was Jarrett, whose dad was a high school football coach, and that's what he did growing up. Or Will Crowder was in a system there at Gardendale, and that's what they did. That wasn't Garrett's upbringing, and I don't think it's bad. I don't because I think you get in some bad habits. But really, since he got here a year ago, January, so over the last 20 months or so, this is the first time where he's really been locked in on football only and work fundamentals and had to go through progressions, and his athletic ability just wasn't enough, because he's relied on that. And so it's a growth process with him, and his spring was up and down. We felt like, he had a better summer, but in fall camp it was still up and down. It wasn't consistent as we'd like to see. Didn't think he was ready to play in the opener. We knew he was going to get some playing time here. We'll go back and evaluate the film, and if his play here and his play as we go through the week warrants that he gets opportunity in situations, then yes, we will use him. I think he can help us.
Some of those young guys, have you made definitive decisions on red shirts? I mean, a guy like a Hammond Russell, who all of a sudden seemingly is coming on, do you now use him extensively, or what's your thought there?
So we use one game for sure today, and basically it's going to be an opponent. We would like to redshirt him, whether we can or not. It's to be determined. He gives us some flexibility because he and Jordan Jefferson are only two guys that are big enough that really can, if we want to play a zero nose, he gives the opportunity to do that. So we're not making any final decisions. We're going to play anybody that can help us. We're going to play. I will say that.
Okay, anything else?
Start thinking about next weekend.
Yeah, we did. That's what I told our team is, winning's hard. It really is. It's hard, and this is a game that obviously we should have won, and we did, and we took care of business, which isn't always the case. And you can look across, and one thing I was proud of our team is we played quality football. It wasn't sloppy. There was a couple fourth downs that you'd like to get offensively, but it really wasn't. There weren't a whole bunch of penalties, and so it was clean football, which I was proud of them. But now, it really goes back to, okay, that feeling we had in Maryland a week ago where we didn't perform like we wanted to, where we had 4 turnovers. We didn't play very well, very good team defense. We missed an opportunity. And, we sit here 1-1, and now our really chance of redemption, the chance to really make a mark is on Saturday, in a rivalry game. It's going to be one of the biggest home games we've had in my tenure here. I think the atmosphere is going to be electric. I look forward to it. I look forward to the preparation, and I really do. I look forward to our preparation this week, our practice this week, and the opportunity next week in front of a big TV audience and what I hope and what I really expect to be, an electric crowd on Saturday afternoon at noon, and hope they get here early. I hope they can pretend it's a 5 o'clock kick. Just get here a little earlier and get started. So. But yeah, we already did. We're looking forward to Virginia Tech.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Yep, thank y'all.